All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we go, game number 2 now. Double Dimension versus Team Kinguin here in this best of 3 series. Right now, Double Dimension up 1-0. Trying to advance on. This is an elimination match here, being the losers bracket, so obviously pretty important. Only 4 teams in this event, one of them advancing on to the main event minor. That is the GESC Indonesia. I'm Breaky CBK, your caster for today. We have the draft well underway, of course, so let's start taking a closer look, see what we got. We got the Rubik first pick, again. Understandable. We see it quite a bit. Rubik right now is considered pretty much on top of the tier list when it comes to main support option. Just always a good pick. I mean, if there is one fault of the hero, it's maybe in the early laning phase when it comes to harassment, not as strong as some others, but overall throughout the game is quite the effective hero, really, no matter what he's up against. So picked up here for Double Dimension. You have the Tusk Ancient Apparition response, though, on the other side. A very good murderous duo of heroes, and Tusk, speaking of position 4 heroes, another really popular one recently on the scene. And again, Kinguin with the Night Stalker last game, cats are playing it, and Night Stalker just doesn't seem like he's fitting too well right now when it comes to his value of being picked. So another example of in the previous game, not that it was his fault by any means of the loss, but again, just it seems like the impact, it's somewhat all-in-ish. Like if you don't have that high impact in the early nighttime, then you taper off quite a bit. So Tusk Ancient Apparition, like that a bit more, like in the second pick for Double Dimension.
5 seconds
now, as I say that about Night Stalker, part of me wonders if Double Dimension may go the Night Stalker here, simply because they have a Lycan, and the synergy of the darkness with his Howl is pretty good, you could argue, so maybe, just maybe, that's a potential. But for now, they're going to go Tidehunter. They get their offlane taken care of as Dragon Knight coming out for Team Kinguin. So, you know, fairly earlier Dragon Knight pickup in that third spot. Oh, maybe trying to throw Double Dimension off a little bit, because they go DK and you think, okay, it's going to be a mid DK, and then all of a sudden, nope, they go OD, and now you're a little bit confused on what's really going on here.
10 seconds
from Team Kinguin. So OD so far pretty strong hero. Now is another target for Rubik to be able to steal from, specifically the Astral Imprisonment. That's another decent ability to have, so we'll see if he's able to do so. Yeah, we got to see Ditya Raw yesterday on his Lycan, and that was the very impressive performance where he almost carried his team to victory against Penta Sports, and I want to say that was the first game. Let me double check it real quickly. That was that would have been the first game, yeah, where Double Dimension, they were down quite a bit, but as a Lycan can do, he can rap pretty well. And he was doing so, and he literally almost alone won the game for them. He made it very, very close, much closer than it should have been, but it did end up coming up short in the end, and of course lost that series 2-0, which is why they are here in the first place. But gonna look for another solid performance this time around with the Lycan pick. And you have a DK, though. DK with that Dragon Blood passive, already pretty strong. OD, the Astral Imprisonment, has kind of a natural 4-staff carrier into a Hurricane Pike. So, potentially why they're liking these core options for Kinguin. But that does leave the question now, again, where are they going to run the DK? Is it actually even going to be an OD mid? It could be a safe lane OD. It's not out of the question. It could be an off-lane DK. I know we've seen bits and pieces of before, so Double Dimension, understandably, for the first time this draft, is really thinking about where they want to go with that fourth pick. And they're going to settle for a Nyx Assassin as a position 4 hero, and like the Nyx Assassin this game, Mana Burn in general is pretty strong. Also, the Spiked Carapace always is an effective tool. And then you have his Vendetta Scouting to try to set up kills, of course, so I like the Nyx Assassin pick. Again, a couple of position 4s I'm sure they were going through. I mentioned the Night Stalker possibility as well. What else would have been there? I guess Clockwork is still there. As far as potentially, maybe even something like a Slardar, but Nope, again, Nyx Assassin's what they end with.
Dire team pick.
So they ban out Omni Knight, does Double Dimension. So they're maybe still not assuming it's going to be an offlane DK or a safe lane DK, but or safe lane OD with a mid DK even. But again, they're banning out more of an offlane hero in Omni Knight. Now, it doesn't mean they think the last pick is absolutely going to be an offlane. It's just something that would have been pretty strong. Guardian Angel this game, as always, would have been very powerful. Now, they have a Rubik, though, so, I mean, I think they could have handled it, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So, they decided to ban it out. Death Prophet banned from Kinguin. Definitely makes sense, especially with the Lycan. The idea of just massive push. So, what other mid-hero could they go here to maybe fit the theme? Puck is still available. A little more control to work with for the team. They do have Nyx Assassin and Pale Stun,
Radiant team
but they got a lift, I guess. But oh, they're gonna go Leshrac with their final pick. So they like they want to push buildings. They want to push buildings. I think it's a safe assumption. It also gives them plenty of magic damage to work with as well, as far as nuking people
10
down.
seconds remaining.
So DK's passive not as strong.
5 seconds remaining.
Leshrac. We saw Leshrac yesterday, albeit it was more in the support role instead by RMN over there for Penta Sports. So, and that was against Double Dimension actually. So Double Dimension maybe taking a page out of their book. Well, granted, again, we expect is this really going to be an Excalibur Leshrac? I don't know if that's a hero he's known for playing often, but Tiny is the final pick for Kinguin, and that will be an offlane Tiny. So yeah, they are going to run what I assume is going to be a safe lane OD with Nisha playing it, Exotic Deer on the DK, and again, Tiny in the offlane. So last picking a Tiny to run in the offlane against this lineup. Guess it does bring initiation to the squad, a more solid initiation. Although you could have gone, DK Blink, even OD with the Blink. Not as strong, though. Blink into an Astral Imprisonment. It's kind of can be funky sometimes, so.
10
they go with Tiny.
Remaining.
Trying to
5
register if
seconds
Tiny
remaining.
really was the best pickup here. It does mean that they have 3 cores now that are going to want, a fair amount of farm in the DK, OD, and Tiny. So we'll see if they can make space on the map for those heroes to all get the farm they're looking for. But it will be an Excalibur Leshrac on the other side, as we're getting at. So, interesting. This is going to be fun. Not too often we get to see that hero in general, let alone in the middle lane. So, Double Dimension, trying to make it a 2-0 series. Move on to the next round. If Kinguin simply trying to stay alive and force a game 3. And we have a pause. Come on, teams. Better than this. Got the predictions in chat here. Mix of some 1-1s and 2-0s. I don't know. I don't think there's an outdraft necessarily. Similar to the first game, I don't think there's a clear outdraft by any means. I think last game's draft as well, but both sides was solid. The ideas were there, but execution was great from Double Dimension last game. And I think the biggest surprising factor was the fact that Shadow Fiend did so well in that middle lane, and Viper did not. Was the other thing. So, and that's just kind of set it up for Double Dimension to eventually take what seemed to be a pretty dominant victory in Game 1. Yeah, Game 2, similar story though. It's a couple of different themes of lineups. You got Kinguin over here who's going to want to farm a little bit. Similar to last game, they're going to want to farm a little bit with these 3 cores, but it feels like that they're going to come online sooner though, especially compared to the PL with the Battle Fury last game. Whereas Double Dimension, they want to push towers. And they want to... Was that a swap right there, by the way? It looks like it was, yeah. They just swapped around heroes. J4 was on the Tidehunter, and Mag was on the Nyx. But, yeah, this makes more sense. Didn't even pick up on that until they just swapped. Trying to play some mind games with the other side. Here we go. we'll be sticking like this. So yeah, Tidehunter going to be in the offlane. We did see a position for Tidehunter. Again, I want to see yesterday. Just more of just yesterday in general. Like I said, it was a very entertaining day of Dota, and we were seeing some funky things. But support Tidehunter is real. I mean, it has potential. It allows you to kind of max out that gush early on and roam around and just gush people, man. Reduce their armor, slow them down by 40%. It's a minimal cooldown ability as well, only 12 seconds, so. And you're still kind of this beefy presence. But no, again, going to be an offlane here. As Nyx Assassin will take care of roaming around. They see OD in the bottom lane.
30 seconds to battle.
And Milan's playing it very safe from the beginning. Has the 4 tangos, and that's it. And also the TP that you get at the start, of course. Oh, he's going to pick up a sentry ward, actually.
The battle begins.
Patos trying to get this rune. Excalibur, though. Welcome to Split Earth. Takes forever to cast it. So Patos picks up the rune still, although he's going to be run down lift. Yeah, lifting another Split Earth here. He needs to dodge this. He doesn't. This is probably a kill. They even howled for this. Avalanche trying to stay alive. One more auto attack. He gets it off in first blood. Going in favor of double dimensions. Milan picking it up. So
I came here to be tested.
that's not worth getting the bounty rune for. Giving up first blood to the other side. Rubik actually getting the last hit credit. But that means boots for him early on. So, yeah, how about the setup, though, for Double Dimension? They decide to go Lycan in the safe lane, or, excuse me, in the mid lane, and then Leshrac in the safe lane. Interesting.
Impugned.
So I guess they just didn't like Leshrac in the mid lane matchup against the DK, which seems odd to me. I feel like he would be all right against that. But Milan, he's fine. Nice shard, it's a little bit off. There's a Split Earth. I mean, this combo is strong. Again, if you're going to pick a Leshrac, you need some kind of setup. We didn't even really talk about that, but a lift into the Split Earth should be a guaranteed stun every time, so. Cold feet procking right there on Lycan, but Elisa's also taking plenty of damage himself. But yeah, Lycan's just going to 1v2 this middle lane, I guess. And as the levels start adding up, he gets more levels of the Feral Impulse especially. He should, by all means, be fine here. In fact, I don't know if he's going to get Wolves in this matchup. Especially being in the middle lane in a 1v2. Is it really worth getting the Wolves? Or are they just going to be gold for the other team? There's that lift combo again. So Leshrac currently holding a point.
Impious.
I assume he gets Edict.
I was meant to have this.
Got it. It's probably going to depend on what the time calls for. If somebody's running away, obviously Edict not going to do as much as far as the distance, and maybe want to get that Lightning Storm instead, try to finish him off. So, just sitting on the point. Understandable.
Illusion.
Another Howl activated by Lycan, meanwhile. So he's going to be liberally using that ability. Bottom lane, Nyx Assassin. He's rotating in. Nisha's doing this solo for the time being, as Ancient Apparition's been middle lane, and obviously Tuska's been at the top lane. But right now, we have OD at 8-4. Tidehunter is 9-6, though. Yeah, Tidehunter, he's having a great time himself. As Lycan in the middle lane, only has 3 CS, understandably, but as long as he stays alive, I think it's overall going to be decent for him. See right here, he's manning up against Elisa, and yeah, with that Feral Impulse, you really have to respect that. You know, if he popped Hal there, actually might have been a kill. Excalibur top lane, uh oh, he's in trouble. Shard block with the Avalanche initiation. Rubik just wasn't there. He's going to pop the Fate Bolt, though. Has a lift if need be. The heal with the Hal heal helps to keep him alive. He pops a salve, and Leshrac will survive. So, very close call, but Excalibur manages to stay alive as J4 even TPs in. You do see Leshrac picks up that point in Diabolic Edict, though. And now Katsor. Uh-oh, he's going to be seen. Oh, misses the Split Earth, though. Excalibur, if he's a little more patient, maybe a different story. But here comes the Impale. Has that Edict active. Elisa, though, rotates in. We have a 3 versus 3 up here. The log is thrown. They want to kill Excalibur. But J4 is the one that's slow. He walks up the cold feet. They get the turn kill onto the Nixus, or onto the Tusk, excuse me. So many funky name heroes up here. Yeah, the target choices, though, from Kinguin seemed a little spread out right there. They could have just finished J4, but they got greedy and wanted to go after the Leshrac even. And instead they get nobody. They lose Tusk in the process. Well, again, that's something else that you just have to deal with as well. The Howls as Excalibur. I'm guessing that Howl helped keep him alive once again. Missed the action on him, but he's going to TP back to base. Nice disco TP. Like it. He does get the 1 point in Wolves here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It is just too good with his eventual build. It's most likely the reasoning. With the Helm of the Dominator, you're going to get that. You spawn Wolves, you push towers.
Gold for you.
Or you press R and you run after a hero. Mag is in trouble. Oh no. Great catch by Elisa. Happen to have an Invis rune, but he might end up dying for this in the end. They're going to have a lift. Yeah, it should be enough damage. Don't let him get killed by a neutral. That'd be the worst case. Okay. So they run him down. At least they get the turn kill, but good find on the mag initially. As top lane, though, Tusk is going to fall. Impale into the Split Earth. And this Leshrac is off to a great start, but oh my god, speaking of off to a great start, Dragon Knight is wrecking here in the middle lane. 41-9. Again, they set him up to have a very good time, so maybe not the most surprising, but he is taking advantage of that. He's got the other Dragon form active. Fatebolt's going to come out, though, and mitigate some of this damage. As Tusk is going to roll in middle lane. Milan is nearby, has a lift. It's going to throw away Dragon Knight, but a great Ice Shard block. No chance for Lycan to survive. However, can they get the turn kills now? They're at least going to kill Tusk. And that will be it. So end up getting the 1 turn. I was going to say, I wonder what Leshrac is going to build here, and he is going to go Bloodstone. It's just so good on this hero, if you're playing him in the core role especially. Having that regen. So he ports in mid, helps to get the turn kill, and he runs back to the top lane. Meanwhile, Nyx Assassin getting some solo experience as you see Patos over here. He lands a Split Earth. As he was running over. But yeah, Tiny, understandably, having a little bit of a struggle when it comes to his farm. But Exotic Deer, most certainly that's what this raiding team is leaning on. Although G's actually stepped up quite a bit too. He is starting to shoot up there. As he's got his levels now, he's level 7. Has a Bracer coming along. Some Nisha. Maybe the drums we're going to see here.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Level 3 Diabolic Edict. Currently active by Leshrac, though. So this top tier 1. Going to take some good damage. Also have the Siege creep here, but good use of the fortification to keep him off.
Dire's structures are fortified.
A middle tower.
Dire's
It's going to
middle
fall.
tower
Radiant
is under
side.
attack. Radiant's bottom tower
Actually,
is
you
under
make
attack.
great use of the Elder Dragon form there. So push middle tower. At least even credit for it. And they smoke right after. They head right towards the bottom lane. So double dimension.
Dire are scanning.
Realizing what's going on, they start falling back at least.
Radiant's
They're going to
bottom
collapse. And then they'll mag with the ultimate Ravage running from Ditya Ra, but it's a little bit late. As the Howl is popped as well, so Leica sitting on top of Ancient Apparition. Gonna get the kill on him. Excalibur joins the party as well. Diabolic Edict helping to take down Tusk and Exotic Deer. Having to keep running well. The Dragon Form lasting a little bit longer. Avalanche throwing in. They catch OD though. Can he Astral Imprisonment himself in time? The stun with the Split Earth? He cannot. The toss throws him in the air, actually keeps him alive at the time being. And Nisha didn't even need the imprisonment. Great save from Patos right there. In the end, as the Sanity's Eclipse comes out to finish off Titan, Excalibur still running away. Pulse Nova's active. He's out of mana, though. He just has to keep on running the best he can. Rubik trying to be a distraction, going the other way. Definitely dead. Excalibur, the tree throw, it's not enough damage. Leshrac, the Ice Shards, though, will finish the job. Double kill for Tusk in the end. And Kinguin does end up winning the fight, I think you got to say. Yeah, Rubik did eventually go down, too. Looks like he was juking a little bit more. Or finally being found. So that looked like that was going to be a huge turn for Double Dimension, but not so much, despite a great Ravage. Again, the follow-up damage was very late. Maybe could have been a little more patient, as Leshrac was even still TPing in.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But Kinguin, they win the fight. That toss on OD was huge to keep him alive. And you have another Elder Dragon form active to push this tier 1 bottom now. So Lycan has his helm on the Dominator as he's trying to push this top tower, but again, it's the Radiant side. They're the ones that are pushing towers. Almost a little bit surprising. You're going up against a Leshrac core as well as a Lycan, and they are out pushing them quite a bit.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Middle lane, Tidehunter. Shards not blocking him. There's Ravage coming off cooldown in about 30 seconds. But now it's the tier 1 top tower's turn, apparently. So they head up here with the DK, although the other Dragon Form is going to be run off shortly. We'll need to wait about a minute. Tiny, he's got his power treads finished, so Blink. Going to work on that now, but here comes a Lycan army to help defend at least. You also have Mag running in. Ravage is ready. Rubik's TPing in. Mag, he's not going to Ravage just yet. There's a Gush. Ravage will not be needed. They're going to kill Tiny, as DK was able to sneak out of there, though. Although maybe not. J4 catches him. Another Impale, 7 seconds. It's going to be a little bit too long. And I guess it depends how long they want to chase after him. They're going pretty deep for this. There is no Shrine used for 38 seconds. There is a TP, however, but they want this kill on Dragonite. The Splitter is going to miss. Just a little bit too long. Out comes a Ravage, though, in response. They're getting desperate for this. OD gets lifted up, and OD is going to end up melting away, most likely. So they kill OD. Dragonite is still alive somehow, as another Gush slowing him down, doing the minus armor. Ditterod taking advantage of that. The crit's coming out. He's so tanky, but not tanky now, so the chase does work out, but at what cost now? As Katar's here, Ice Blast coming through, and Double Dimension. They have to respect that. Lycan trying to fall back in time. Max getting low. Double kill coming out for the Tidehunter, but they both do fall in response thanks to that Ice Blast back here. However, they get the kill on the Patos, and Double Dimension is going to TP out. So such a clunky fight. They dove so deep there to make those kills happen. A great Ice Blast from Elisa, actually. Without that, they do not get those turn kills, I don't think. I don't even know what to make of that. Overall net worth, it is very even right now. You do see Dragonite is leading the overall, but Leshrac stepping up a bit. That Bloodstone, it's in the works. Still a ways off before he has it finished. But he's trying, and we know what Lycan can do even just with the helm of the Dominator. Yes, there's a siege creep. No, not surprising. We see him taking over the siege creep.
Dire's top tower is
The
under
Defiance
attack.
picked up by Tidehunter.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
Oh, they scan Mag in the area. It's a great scan right there.
Radiant's bottom
Ancient
tower
Apparition,
is
he
under
walks
attack.
away, although J4's in. J4 finds Tiny, he's trying to open up, decides to go into Ancient Apparition instead with the Impale. Howl buff as well, they kill Ancient Apparition, but they are so deep for this. Tidehunter, no Ravage to use. Hood of Defiance is not going to save him there. Those Arcane Orbs, too much damage. And J4, he's just trying to limp away. will land the impale, and that's going to be enough to keep him alive.
Radiant's
Although maybe
bottom
tell
tower
the
is
ice
under
shards,
attack.
but he had the wand. Oh, the wand
Radiant
used.
structures are
Wasn't for
fortified.
that, he's dead for sure. Meanwhile, Lycan killing some ancients on the other side is down here. Leshrac, he's being run after. He does have a soul booster. So he's a little bit extra tanky. Milan's coming in. Excalibur, that diabolic unit, the pulse dove as well. A lot of return damage. Patos, he's going to fall to it. And now Exotic Deer, he has to kind of just back off instead. So, yeah, Leshrac. That's the thing with Leshrac, man, especially as a core. When he starts to get these items, starts to beef up a bit, you better be able to burst him down, or else he's going to start doing a lot of return damage to you. As that was Milan getting picked up over here. So Excalibur reports up top, and he almost does have a Bloodstone now. Just needs the Perseverance. As J4, a little over ambitious there. He goes down. Nisha, what does Nisha have? Nisha's got the drums. Force Staff almost finished. Then you have Dragonite. He ended up going to Defiance. Did he finish an Armlet? I'm guessing he did.
Dire's bottom tower is
All right,
under
so
attack.
Armlet's coming out. Dragonite's having a great game. Exotic Deer. Very good build for him. Hood of Defiance, definitely important when you're going up against Core Leshrac. We saw him with it. On the other side, Titan, of course, has one of his own. But an eventual pipe might not be a bad idea, more so for Kinguin. See if DK looks to go that direction. Taking a look at the vision cam right now. You see down here, there's a ward from the Radiant side over here in the jungle as well. So they got some pretty deep vision. Speaking of deep vision, the Dire team, they too have some deep wards on the other side of the map. Trying to maybe catch the DK, but Dragonite, a little too smart for that.
Got it.
He'll TP away. Oh, the Alpha Wolf. This is the Helm of the Dominator Alpha Wolf, I'm guessing. Scouting things out. Is he really using an Ice Blast to kill this?
That should help.
Well, he got it.
Dire's middle tower is
Again, it
under
is a
attack.
really short cooldown, but
Gold for me.
it's just a little funny. So Lycan has to use a Helm of
Radiant's
Dominator
bottom
again.
tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under
Top
attack.
tier 2.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
It's going to fall right here, but you see the bottom tier 2 pushed in with the Dire side, so nice
Dire's
response.
top tower has fallen.
Middle lane, they're trying to collapse on. Elisa. Once again, picking up that they might be in the area, so
Radiant's bottom tower is under
he
attack.
falls back for now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Exotic Deer's actually taking the Ancients
Radiant's middle tower is under
on the
attack.
Dire side, so continuing to make effective use of his farm. Leshrac's so close to the Bloodstone, though. Ideally, they'll want to get that finished before a fight does break out, if anything, to, of course, start getting charges on it. And could go either way, though. Nyx Assassin scouting with that Vendetta. They do have a sentry. Oh, I was going to say they do have a sentry now right here as well. They have one a little bit further up, but he walks right into this one. Great preemptive sentry. He walked past this one over here. They got the information, and they find that kill. Very good use of their vision. So Nyx Assassin. Free kill onto him. Tiny, does he have the blink? He spent gold on something. I'm guessing it was a blink. What else would it be?
I'll
Yeah,
take
there's
that.
Carrier. Yeah. So blink is coming for Tiny. Much stronger initiation now. Wait, Tide has 2 wands.
Double damage.
Huh? Ladies and gentlemen, this does not work. Just for those that are curious. Cannot use multiple wand charges at different times. That had to be misclick. I mean, there's no other excuse, right? So. Whoops. Those are both his, too, right? Yeah. He does almost have a 4-staff, though, which that's definitely a better choice. Hurricane Pike finished on OD, meanwhile. Hey, look at this game. I mean, this has been a very even game. The biggest lead only just over 2,000 net worth. It's always been, or not always, but the relevant time of the game, 10 minutes plus, it's been a lead here for Kinguin. But again, very, very slight. So definitely anyone's. You do have the Bloodstone now finished on Leshrac. And he's actually interested in getting a BKB next, which, again, makes a lot of sense. You want to be able to move around freely with that Pulse Nova active, as well as the Edict. He went 5 armor for his level 10 talent as well, so even more tank to work with. Middle lane, oof, that was a close call. Ancient Apparition definitely trying to bait them out. Mag. He does have his Ravage. The Radiant team is spreading now. Meanwhile, Lycan is pushing bottom during this. It's going to open. It sure is. Tusk going to be opened on. Do they fall to burst him down? They did not. He snowballs. However, the Radiant team is not ready to fight this. Ice Shard block. It's a great attempt from Katzor, but it's not enough. So good find from the Knicks, and they're going to go right into Roshan, aren't they? I mean, Shapeshift form active. He runs over here. It looked like they were going for that. They have to kill the Sigil. Well, they're going to try, but Shapeshift was used, so that's on cooldown now for 75 seconds. Yeah, Lycan thought more and more of a fight was definitely going to happen there. Yeah, I don't know anymore. Double Dimension, they're going to fall back. That seems way too risky now with your Lycan and him not having his ultimate. So they'll reset instead, continue to farm. Maybe try to get that BKB finish on Excalibur. Lycan's Necro level 3 is just around the corner. On the other side, though, the more time you wait, you have a BKB coming along for OD. Middle lane, Nyx. Like Carapace trying to help him. It's not enough, though. Plenty of damage. Yeah, and you have Dragonite just finishing his own BKB, actually.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
so BKB being delivered to the DK right now. They're going to push tier 2 with the Elder Dragon form. Double Dimension just going to split push in the meanwhile. As Milan's cutting the creep wave behind them, but he's sticking around too long, yeah. That was a pretty risky play. He doesn't kill the creep wave fast. He was having to auto attack several times on each of the creeps. So, like, there's heroes that's great to do with, but I don't know if Rubik's necessarily one of them. But it does distract them enough to fall back and not push further. Don't think they were going to be pushing tier 3 at this point. But Leshrac, his BKB is almost finished. And they're trying to find a kill here. What does Leshrac do with the talent tree? So we went 40 movement speed, over 15 strength. That's a tough one, I think. Again, movement speed's great. The idea that it can both get away more effectively, but also sit on top of people with the Edict and Pulse Nova is good, but it does mean it's not as tanky. And level 20 is another really interesting one. Does he want more damage, or does he get that 25% evasion, which this game would be pretty strong, I think it's safe to say. We'll see what he gets. 2,000 net worth lead right now for the Radiant side. Team Kinguin. Spirit Vessel just finished on Tusk. There's that BKB though. As Exotic Deer lifts him up. Might have went into a bad spot. He pops the BKB though. Elder Dragon form goes right for Leshrac. Leshrac's in a horrible spot himself now. He has to pop his own BKB. Tusk rolls in. The Walrus punch up and he'll keep locked down, and Leshrac is gonna fall. He's gonna resurrect quickly, but that Bloodstone now dropping down in charges down to 10. Great Ice Shard block. Mag. He did still have his Ravage, choosing not to use it there. He's going to be tossed in the air. They want to run after him. How deep do they want to go, though? Leshrac is back up. He's TPing in. So, yeah, he can't go too deep here. J4 off to the side. Liking it ulti.
Gold for me.
Unable to get any turn kills. That was a beautiful initiation from Kinguin, though. Yeah, again, the lift on a Dragonite, can't blame him for doing that, but once he popped that BKB and then the Ice Shard's kind of cutting off the rest of the team, you knew that Leshrac was dead pretty much.
Is under attack.
So BKB proving to be a lot of value this game as Lycan's going for his now. Leshrac working on a Shiva's, great item on him. More survivability, but also some slow to work with. Tananer picking up his 40% experience gain talent now, as he's working on finishing a Heaven's Halberd. Another strong tool to have. Could disarm either the DK or especially the OD. Leshrac sitting with the casual plate mail for now, but anything to help tank him up, of course, you'll like. Roshan is still up. 26 minutes into the game now. Hasn't been attempted yet. I mean, there was the one very little, but wasn't really an attempt.
I'll take that.
A lot of avoiding going on right now, too. Again, if you're double dimension, definitely want to pick up that Shiva's. Lycan would like to have that BKB. And double dimension, they may have to rely once again on Ditya playing his signature rat game, as we called him yesterday, Ditya Rat. Tide gonna have the Halberd delivered. The Sage Ghost Scepter picked up by J4. Interesting. I'm surprised he gets a Ghost Scepter over just trying to finish a Blink Dagger first. Seems like just a very greedy decision himself. Or Blink Daggers. Again, they don't even have a blink on Tide either, so their initiation is pretty weak right now.
Invisibility.
They're relying on a Forest Staff, jump from Tide, and also, of course, Vendetta's nice, but as we've seen now several times, and teams like this will no doubt be making a point of, they're going to have vision on them. And in fact, I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if they have a gem soon, and sure enough, they do. El Liso's picked one up. However, they just smoked right on top of Horde, and the funny thing is they saw that. Yeah, you saw the pings coming out. I think that was some miscommunication right there. He realized it too late, so. Not the most effective smoking, but hey, maybe it still will be. They catch Ditya. Out comes the Ice Blast. He's going to go for the Shapeshift, but he's not in a comfortable spot to fight still. Pops the Howl. And damage of anything. Exotic Deer jumps in, and so does Yodi. He's going to be disarmed by the Heaven's Hopper, though. You see Ditya's like, I still don't want to fight, man. Where's Leshrac during all this? He's finally going to join the party. He is here. BKBs have worn off. Good reset. They take out Tusk. Actually, the Ravage as well. Hits both cores. OD's locked down over here, the Impale, but the damage follow-up, not the greatest. Man ever doing plenty. Nisha has to walk away for that. Leshrac being stunned down by the Dragonite. Another Heaven's Hopper disarming him. Oh my god, OD's getting low. That was really the Nyx Assassin and the Tide Hunter. They almost kill him alone. OD manages to get away now, but the Lightning Storm slowing down Exotic Deer. Mag has another Gushing for Patos. He's going to be a distraction. He gets caught. and a killing spree for Dityaroth. That was a fantastic reaction from Double Dimension. Honestly, Lycan did a great job of getting out of the fight when he did, and really resetting it. That was very, very patient from them. And they're going to have to buy back on it. Tiny, they did not want to give this up. In jumps Exotic Deer. Very ambitious jump. Sanity's Eclipse. But now OD's locked down. OD's going to fall. Tiny eventually comes back in. Remember, it would be a dieback for him, though. Excalibur, BKB just activated. He's doing plenty of damage. Exotic Deer having a run. Dragon Blood kicking in with some regen. Another buyback. This one on OD, actually. So the Radiant side committing a lot to defend this Roshan kill. Will it actually work out in the end is the ultimate question, Mag. He has that halberd with evasion, not enough though to stay alive. So finally the double buyback does come through, and they're going to try to finish off Roshan now, and they are going to get it. So it did take 2 buybacks on a Tiny and OD, but they do manage to get the Aegis on OD. Dragon Knight managed to somehow live as well in that fight. But we see the power of BKB on both sides, really. I mean, when Leshrac had his up, he just freely runs at people. Where on the other side, Double Dimension has to kind of reset the fight. But now Lycan has his own as well, and that could be a game-changing item right there. Because now he's going to have a lot more freedom to just run at people. So for the first time since very early on in this game, we do see Double Dimension taking a slight net worth lead. But continues to be the same storyline of this is definitely anyone's game. Leshrac up to 13 Bloodstone charges now. So the buybacks, again, you see both Tiny and OD. Now on that timer.
Regeneration.
Some dancing going on, man. Got the regen rune. Wants to keep it active. Similar to a Storm Spirit. Gonna go TP top, though. Push that out. Rubik, he steals a snowball currently. You haven't noticed too much as far as Rubik, what he's been stealing in these fights, but when it comes to what he can take, again, the imprisonment, the ice shards, a couple of the bigger abilities you would think. Tiny's, Avalanche, what am I having?
This is outrageous.
Oh, they find a free kill on a Tusk middle lane, meanwhile. Ice Blast does hit multiple heroes, though. Ravage is ready for Tidehunter. He's charging in. He wants to fight this. He's like, you know what? You're down a hero. We'll take it. And the Radiant team realizing that maybe they shouldn't be looking to fight. They do have the Aegis still, but they're going to force this. Dityo just charging in full go. At least it's going to get picked off. Will he BKB? He still hasn't BKB'd. Okay, he finally uses it, gets it off. Now he's trying to cut away on the Patos. Exotic Deer uses his own BKB as the Ravage coming out as soon as it wears off. Catches Patos as well. The Lightning Storm to slow them. Patos goes down. Disarm up on DK, and DK will get picked off on top of that. Double Dimension. Beautiful finds for them again. And they just keep running at Kinguin now, and Kinguin just seems lost.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
On what to do. Nisha's pushing out the top lane. I mean, that was them fighting into a team that had an Aegis on their core. They just didn't care. Granted, OD, he seemed like he was out of that fight quickly.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And now that's a tier 2 mid tower gone. They're going bottom.
Tower is under attack.
With Leshrac especially. This tower should melt away quickly, and that's probably going to be Rax. Again, a dieback on Tiny. DK does have a buyback, but maybe go now. Ice Blast connects. No buyback still yet, though. In fact, OD gets force staffed in. Oh, no. That's a dieback on him, remember, if he goes down here. Ancient Apparition, he's not buying back either. Nice blink away from Nisha. So he'll actually survive, but... Okay, he had an Aegis, that's right. I keep forgetting. It's like the team that you would think the team's defending like this so much would not have an Aegis, but so he has an Aegis, but still, they're gonna lose the middle now. Tiny's not up for another 5 seconds, and that's just too long. In fact, they catch OD. Unless he imprisons and blinks again. There's the imprison. He does not have blink though, but it won't matter. They don't even really chase. They've already got what they wanted. They got the bottom both racks. They get middle melee. They do get the range as well as that wolf. Rip. But Double Dimension, so much for this being a close game. Look at that dive. They all of a sudden are wrecking now.
That should help.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
And Leshrac now has the Shiva's pretty much finished, just a matter of purchasing it. Lycan, he's going to have an AC come the next fight, so all of a sudden all this armor is going to be happening. And sure, OD maybe not overall concerned about that, but OD can only do so much. DK's damage especially is becoming more lackluster as the game picks up, although he's trying to get a Chrysalis at least, even a Daedalus. Trying to make up for that. But the Aegis is reclaimed, and Double Dimension, they're very aware. So Shiva's on Leshrac.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
He's going to drop the bottom shrine. You have J4. He ended up finishing a Solar Crest. So he doesn't even go Blink at this point.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
We kill the bottom shrine. They're probably going to come up top here, finish this one. That's already taking some good damage. And the Radiant team, it's definitely going to come down to one last fight for them if they can manage to hold and win the fight. Attack. Maybe there's still a chance, but Double Dimension, if they win one more fight, of course, this game is over.
Fallen.
So just very cautious as far as how you go in. OD would like to have that scythe finished, but I don't think he's getting it at this. Well, I mean, maybe. It depends on it. Double Dimension, they could wait for another Roshan to be safe. And if that's the case, then OD might have enough time to finish his scythe going into another fight.
Gold for me.
AC on Lycan, though, and the stash ready to go.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Kill tier 2 top. Still a minute before Roshan could even respawn, so again, probably at least going to be 2 or 3 minutes.
Top tower has fallen.
Yeah, I don't think Double Dimension needs to really rush the issue. In fact, they're pinging out the Roshan pit. Again, it can't technically spawn yet. But very likely going to wait for that, and completely understandable. So, although that means a scythe on OD could be possible now, they very likely will also have one on Leshrac to take advantage of here. Who is now down to a 7-second BKB, by the way. Let's take a look at that. BKB timing. So you got 7 on Dragonite. OD's is at 9. Tiny's at 10. Lycan is at 8. Oh yeah, talents. Let's go over some more talents now. We got OD getting the 20 strength at level 20. Dragonite picking up his 2 times Dragon Blood HP regen. On the other side, you have Lycan. 8-second shapeshift duration, of course. You have Tidehunter. 24 Kraken shell damage block. And is that really for 20s? Yeah. Oh, what a Leshrac get, actually. Pulse Nova damage. So he did get the Pulse Nova damage, so even more damage to work with. Then 25. I would think the 50 Diabolic explosions, considering they're relying on him to deal some good damage in these fights. 3-second Lightning Storm slow duration. I mean, that's nice, but don't know if that's what he's looking to pick up. God, that makes it goes from 1 second to a 4-second slow. That in itself, when you think about it, is pretty crazy. Nice timing on the stun. Great kill in Ancient Apparition. Glimmer Cape will save the Nyx Assassin as well. Down here, BKB's popped as Excalibur just charges in. He knows they can't stop him. He just runs after Tusk. Gets the kill. Disarm on Exotic Deer. He's going to breathe fire and run with his BKB, but that's going to be going off soon. Meanwhile, Ditniro, he's in the back. He almost kills Nisha by himself. The Wolves chasing the Necronomicons. Not enough damage, though, but back to the DK. No more BKB to work with. A Force Staff out in saving him there. The gem drops. He does have a buyback. He'll have to use it here. Last stand now for Kinguin. But they do not have BKBs. Well, actually, OD does have his. Ready to go. You know, he also has enough gold for a Scythe, but he can't actually purchase it here. So Patos jumps in a great avalanche, basically a Ravage avalanche of sorts, hitting pretty much every hero, but there's a BKB from Nisha. He's still dropping though, lays down the hammer, hoping for the best. It's not enough, however. And Milan running him back into the fountain right there. Dragon Knight goes down, and that should all but do it in favor of Double Dimension. They're going to eliminate Kinguin. 2-0 here in this best of 3. So Kinguin, again, gotta say, this European region is getting tougher and tougher. And we're going to see Kinguin get knocked out as the first team here in the European qualifiers. Double Dimension, big victory for them, this new roster recently put together in full. And definitely a team to look out for as they advance on. So godlike streak for Excalibur to finish it off. They take out the Ancient, they finish it the old-fashioned way. Always got to respect that. So again, congratulations to Double Dimension. They win it 2-0. So they move on to the losers finals. Again, it's only a 4-team tournament here. They'll play the loser of the Penta versus the Final Tribe series, and that series is going to be happening in about an hour from now. It's the default time at least, so we will have a bit of a break before the winter finals. I'll keep the stream on, just get some sweet-ass music going that I know you'll love there. But the actual final matchup, or the winter finals itself, again, Penta versus the Final Tribe, should be happening in about an hour from now. I'll let you know if anything changes there when it comes to the schedule, maybe moved up or anything like that, but if I had to guess, probably not going to be the case. But look at Excalibur, 13-2-12. Again, the Leshrac core, we do not get to see that often. Essentially, ended up being a safe lane Leshrac, actually, which in itself is just crazy. But he performed very well. Great team effort, of course, as always. And Kinguin unable to withstand the pressure. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning into the first series here. I'll break you CPK, your caster. Again, so about an hour here before we have our next series, Penta versus the Final Tribe. This is the GESC Indonesia European Qualifiers coming at you. Sit tight, guys. Enjoy your break even. We'll see you in about an hour from now.